This is going to be 5-box break 2014 Panini 75th anniversary baseball 4228 through 4232. And let's screen share everybody in the break. Here we go. All right, Dave Art at the top, Rico G. You're at the bottom. We're going to copy and paste this into random.org. It's always random 7 times. Let's go. All right, there's 1. Here comes number 2, 3, Razzle Dazzle 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right. Will Sear at the top. Jack V, you're at the bottom. We're going to copy and paste this entire list into our 75th anniversary baseball spreadsheet, which is right there. And let me screen share this out here for you. This one's kind of fun. Right here, I'll put on the main screen here prior to the break as well, so you guys can make any trades. You see the Twins and Senators right there. Got the Expos, New York and San Francisco Giants right there. The no team spot and the Negro League teams as well. Mad S got the Pirates. Wow, he's got his team. Mad S hits his squad. He'll like that when he watches the video. All right, let me screen share that for you guys while I set the break up here. 5 boxes of madness. There we go.
Right above.
Put it like right there. Should be good. Yeah. All right. Let me set the break up here for you guys. And let's see what we got here. All right. Put that right there. Right.
Very good.
Yep, you got Satchel Paige in there, Rico, and a couple other good hits, man. Umpire autos. There's some good hits in there, man. I think Satchel Paige has some good hits in there as well. Yeah, he's got Sapphire card in here. He's got some good stuff in it. Let's see what else. Yep, Josh Gibson also from the Homestead Grays as well. Buck Leonard has a Hall of Fame cut in here from that, which I've pulled one of those for the that spot. Yeah, Josh. Yeah, you got some good spots in there. Josh Gibson, Leonard. Yep. Let's see. Blue Jays. You got Gillick, Paul Molitor, Roberto Alomar. Alomar's got a lot of good stuff in this. So does Molitor. Yeah, Toronto's all over this. Yep. I've pulled I've done a lot of this product. I've pulled quite a few of their hits out of here. They also have, now here's what's cool. They have a Cooperstown buyback in here as well for Dave Winfield. And I've pulled, I think, 3 or 4 of the buyback cards. So they have one for Dave Winfield in here as well. Numbered to 5. That's a hand auto where they do a buyback card. So I pulled a Jim Palmer for Rosendo. Jim Bunning, I believe, for somebody else. And the Frank Robinson. And also the Steve Carlton. Yeah, so they got some cool buybacks in here as well. Alright guys, no trades. Everybody ready to go? Is everybody ready?
Miss G is ready. Can I have the spreadsheet?
Yep. And this will be for silvers as well.
Right.
Should me put that up. Yep, let's go, buddy. We're about to go here. Give me 1 minute here. Let me get the points set up. There's a lot of World Series points about to be given out, so I need to make sure I'm in position.
Okay.
There we are. All right, here we go. First pack in the 5 boxes of madness. All right. Right, first up is a George Sisler right here. George Sisler, I believe that is the St. Louis Browns. We've had him before, which I believe goes to the O's. We've had Sisler a few times. Yep, that's the Baltimore Orioles right there. And that is Will C coming out to you. Will C, 45 of 75. Will C gets a hit in the FBB World Series. Very nice, Will C. All right, next one here is a Carl Hubble, 19 of 25. Right there, 19 of 25. Let's see, card number 19 is the New York Giants right there. New York Giants. That is going to go to Phil R right there. Phil R also gets a hit in the FBB World Series. Very nice, Phil R. Next one here, old Frankie Frisch. Check that out. Frankie Frisch right there. St. Louis Cardinals, that is 23 of 50 right there. St. Louis Cardinals, that is Dave R coming out to you. Dave R gets a hit in the FBB World Series. Very nice, Dave.
And he has our one.
All right. All right, next one here, Crusade, Trish Speaker right here for the Cleveland Indians. That is Will C. Coming out to you, Will C, 32 of 50. Right there, Will C gets another hit in the FBB World Series. Will C. Next one here is a, holy smokes, look at this, Mordecai Brown right here. 1 of 5. Watch out. Very nice. 1 of 5 right there. Check that out. That is nice. Card number 22 is the Cubbies. All right, Chicago Cubs owner is Brad J. Brad J, that is coming out to you. Brad J. And Brad J gets a hit in the FBB series. Very nice, Brad J. Here we go, guys. Catfish Hunter. Right there, Catfish Hunter for the A's. That is Lee G. Coming out to you, Lee G. Alright, Brad J on the Cubs. Yep, okay. Yep, this is Lee G. Next up, Juan Marisol right here for the Giants, Richard G. for the San Francisco Giants right here, and that is going to go out to, who's got them? That is Phil R. coming out to you, Phil R. Up here we go. Here's his going to be an auto right here. Don Sutton, very nice. Red parallel right there, 14 of 50. Watch out, Don Sutton. I love this product. Card number 79. That's the Dodgers all day long right there. Dodgers, and let's see, that is going to go out to, who's got them? Dave R. That's coming out to you, Dave R. And you're going to hit in the FBB World Series. Very nice. That was the first auto indeed, man. Dave R. gets a hit in the series. Next up, we got a Gaylord Perry right here. Check that out. Gaylord Perry. Let's see, card number 27. Let's see, he's on a few teams in this. Let's verify the correct team. All right, Gaylord Perry, card number 27 is the Giants right there. San Francisco Giants.
Oh.
All right, Giants, that is Phil R. coming out to you, Phil R. Nice Gaylord Perry auto. All right, and we got a bow. Uh-oh, this could be huge. Could be absolutely huge. Oh, yeah, 4 of 10. Watch out. Jackie Robinson right there. Jim, very nice Dodgers. That is Dave R. coming out to you, Dave R. And Dave R. gets a hit in the FBB World Series. Nice hit for Dave. Next up, we got a George Sisler right here. St. Louis Browns, which became the Orioles. That is Will C. Coming out to you, Will C. Willie Keller right here, the Elite Series for New York. Let's see. Keller is the New York Highlanders right there. New York Highlanders. Right. Sean's baseball guy saying the Giants, New York Highlanders. Sean's a pretty, yep, New York, let me check, man. New York Highlanders. I think that's the Yankees. I think they became the Yankees. That is correct. Yep, that is correct. That goes to the Yankees. And let's see, that's Dave R. coming to you. Dave R. Oh, yeah, definitely, Dennis. And then we got a Christy Matheson right here. A neat Dominator right there. Check it out. A couple of old school guys back to back right there. It's craziness. It's absolute craziness. All right here. Card number 4 is the Giants. Yes, there's the Giants. There you go, Sean. All right. That is Phil R. coming out to you. Phil R. All right. Let's save that one for last. All right, here we go. Let's get some more hits here in the World Series. All right. Let's get some more hits going here. All right, here we go. Mr. Johnny Bench right there. I was thinking the same thing, Kaysen. 73 of 75 right there for the Reds. That is Troy L. coming out to you, Troy L. And Troy L. gets a hit in the FBB World Series. Very nice, Troy L. Here is a 71 of 75 Johnny Evers. Check that out, 71 of 75. Let's see here. Number C should be the Cubs. I think Evers is definitely the Cubs. Yep, definitely the Cubs all day long. Right there, that is Brad J. Brad J. coming out to you. Brad J. gets a hit in the FBB World Series. Very nice, Brad J. Next one here is Jim Bottomley right here, 47 of 50. Right there, man. A lot of old school guys in this. That's why I like it. St. Louis Cardinals right there, and that is going to go to Dave R. right there. Dave R. gets another hit in the FBB series. Very nice, Dave R. Next up, we got a Pee Wee Reese right here, Crusade for the Dodgers. That is Dave R. That's coming out to you, Dave R. 33 of 50 right there. Very nice.
Score too?
Yeah, gets a hit, yep. Dave R. Next one here, Diamond Kings, Lefty Grove, 20 of 50 right here. All right. Lefty Grove. Should be the A's right here, I believe, Grove. Yes, Oakland A's right there. That is correct. And that is going to go out to Richard Lee G right there. Lee G, very nice. Lee G gets a hit in the FBB series. Very nice. Richard G. Okay. Probably not on there. All right, next up we got a Eddie Matthews right here, Diamond Kings. Let's check that out. Card number 49, Eddie Matthews. Right there, that goes to the Braves. To the Braves right there, that is Will C coming out to you. Will C. Will C. Very top. All right, next up we got a Josh Gibson right here. Homestead Grays goes to the No Team Hall of Famers Negro League team spots 44-75. That is Rico G. And Rico G gets a hit in the FBB series. Rico G, nice hit, buddy. Rico G. Next up we got a Al Kaline. Look at this. Very nice. Al Kaline. Right there. Let's check this out. Should be the Tigers. Card number 1, man. And how about that? Card number 1 they gave to him on this one. Right there. Let's see. Who's got the Tigers? Who's got Detroit? And that is Will C. Coming out to you. Will C gets a nice K-Line auto for Will C. Next one here is a Jim Rice. Card number 86 for the Red Sox. That is Will C. Again, coming out to you. Will C hits both autos in the pack. Very nice, Jim Rice. Next one here is a Catfish Hunter right here for the A's. That is Lee G. Coming out to you. Lee G. Oakland A's hit for Crusade. Yes. Next one here is a Carlton Fisk right here for the White Sox. That is Michael F. Coming out to you, Michael F. And then we got a Walter Johnson right here. Very nice Walter Johnson. Going to go out to the Twin Senator spot, Ken H. That's coming out to you, Ken H. Alright guys, 3 packs left here in 75th Anniversary Baseball. He sure did, man. I think Ron D hit that jersey. He sure did. Next up, here we go. Pack number 3 in 75th. Oh, there's my guy right there. All right, Ryan Sandberg, 16 of 75 right there for the Cubs. That is Brad J coming out to you. Brad J gets a hit in the FBB series. Very nice, Brad J.
Very nice. He has 3 hits now.
All right, Brad J has 3 hits in this break. Here we go, Catfish Hunter right here. 5 of 25 right here for the A's. That is Lee G coming out to you. Lee G gets a hit in the FBB series. Very nice. Lee G. You're welcome, man. Next up, Nat LaJoy. Right here, 39 of 50. 39 of 50 right there. That's the Indians. That is Will C. coming out to you. Will C. gets a hit in the FBB series. Very nice, Will C. Next one right here, Catfish Hunter again for the A's. Lee G. Gonna have kind of quite a catfish collection right there, 1 of 75. And Lee gets a hit in the FBB series in that one. Very nice, Lee G. Next one here is a Frank Thomas Gold Crusade. Very nice for the White Sox. That is Michael F. Coming out to you, Michael F. 4 of 10 right there. Very nice. Nice hit, Mike. Frank Thomas Gold, the big hurt. And Michael F. gets a hit in the FBB series. Next up, we got a Satchel Paige right here for the Kansas City Monarchs. That goes out to the no team spot. That is Rico G. Coming out to you, Rico G. Very nice. Rico G. Next one here, Ed Roush for the Reds Diamond Kings. That is Troy L. Coming out to you, Troy L. And Luis Aparicio right here. Check this out. Card number 41. Watch out.
Nice.
Very nice. Let's see who he goes to. It should be the... Card number 41, Hall of Fame, should be the Chicago White Sox. Yes. White Sox all day. And that's Michael F. coming out to you. Nice hit, Mike. Michael F.
He scores a hit too?
And nope.
Oh, no.
Not numbered. All right, Michael F. gets it. Here we go. Here's a Billy Williams. Now, he's on a few teams in this. Let's check the number. Billy Williams right there. Very nice. Should be a Cub, as we know, but let's check. He's on a few teams in this. Card number 74. All right, card number 7, that's why I checked that, is actually the Oakland A's right there. Yep, auto number 74 is the A's right there. That's why I checked. Should be Cubs, but got to go with the checklist. A's is Lee G. Coming out to you, Lee G. Very nice, Billy Williams. All right, here is a Tom Seaver right here, Crusade for the Mets. That is Dave R. Coming out to you, Dave R. We got a Rod Crew right here for the Angels. That is Will C. Coming out to you, Will C. And then we got a Ty Cobb right here for the Tigers. That is Will C. Coming out to you. All right, guys, 2 packs left here in 75th. All right. And here we go. All right, first up here, Archie Vaughn, 39 of 75 right here for the Pirates. That is Matt S. coming out to you. Matt S. gets a hit in the FBB series. Matt S. Next one here, Orlando Cepeda right here, 2 of 25 for the Giants. That is Phil R. coming out to you. Phil R. And you also get a hit in the FBB series. Very nice. Next one here is a Alexander Cartwright right there, 10 of 50. I believe we do random on him. He's actually a founder right there, 10 of 50. Let me check that one out. I believe we usually do random on his card. But I'll check out the card number at the end. Here's a Roy Campanella Crusade right here, 9 of 25. Very nice. Right here, Brooklyn Dodgers. That is Dave R. coming out to you. Dave R. also gets a hit in the FBB series. Very nice, Dave R.
2 runs for him.
All right. Next one here is Mr. Gwynn, one of the greatest hitters of all time. Green, right there, Padres. And let's see, that's Jose P. coming out to you. Jose P. gets a hit in the FBB series. Very nice, Jose P. Yeah, I think that's how we usually do it, Sean. I'm just double checking, man. I think so, though. I got to look at the card number. It's got a few. Yeah, I just got to check it out, but it'll probably end up going to Rico. All right, here we go. Diamond Kings, Mike Schmidt right there For the Phillies, that is Chris V. Coming out to you, Chris V. We got a 57 of 75 right here. Diamond Kingsbury Larkin for the Reds. That is Troy L. Troy L also gets a hit in the FBB series. Next one here is a Dennis Eckersley. Check this out. Green parallel right there. 10 of 10. All right. Dennis Eckersley. Let's see. Card number 16. He's on a few teams in this. Let's verify from card number 16. Green parallel is the A's. Yes, that is the Oakland A's. And that's going to go out to Lee G. Lee G also gets a hit in the FBB series. Yep, Lee G scores a run. All right. Next up, we got a Bert Blyleven right here. Card number 73. Check that out. Blyleven right there. And let's see, he's on a few teams in this one as well. Let's check out card number 73. This is a standard hit. Not numbered. All right, that is the Cleveland Indians right there. Cleveland Indians. And that is going to go out to Will C. Right there. Will C. Very nice. Coming to you. Next one here is a Dave Bancroft right here. Check that out. Crusade. Dave Bancroft. Right there. Should be the Phillies. Right there. Philadelphia Phillies. And that is Chris V. Coming out to you, Chris V. LaJoy right here for the Indians. Going out to Will C. And the man himself, Nolan Ryan, right here for the Rangers. That is Ron G. Coming out to you, Ron G. It's under Margaret. Yeah. All right, we figured out this is actually going to go to Rico G. I was thinking of a different break. This is Rico G's card right there. That's for Rico.
Nice.
Yep. And Rico gets a hit in the series with that one too. Another hit. Yep. Cool. All right, guys. Last one here. It is it's a fatty, as we call it. All right. See what we got. Could be something good. I think it's going to be something good in here. All right. First up is a 64 of 75 Carl Yastrzemski right here. Very nice Red Sox. That is Will C. Will C gets a hit in the FBB series. Very nice Will C.
2 runs for Will C.
All right. Will C's got 2 runs in the break. Very good. Next up is a 75 of 75 Brooks Robinson right here for the Orioles. That is Will C. And that'll be a hit in the FBB series. We'll see. Next one here is a 33 of 50 right here. Bob Feller for the Indians. That is Will C. That's coming out to you. Will C. Gets another hit in the FBB series as well. Next up is a Bob Gibson right here. Crusade for the Cardinals. 26 of 75. That is Dave R. coming out to you. Dave R. gets a hit in the FBB series. All right, next up we got a cut right here. Barry Larkin right here for the Reds. That is Troy L. coming out to you. Troy L. 10 of 10. And Troy, you get a hit in the FBB series. Troy L. All right, next up is a Casey Stengel right here, manager card for Diamond Kings, card number 35. The old PS4. That goes out to the New York Yankees right there. New York Yankees, and that's Dave R. coming out to you, Dave R. Then we got Mr. DiMaggio right here. Check this out. Joe DiMaggio, Diamond Kings, Dave R. That's coming to you. Dave R. Very nice. Up here he is. Here's my guy right here, Greg Maddux, 9 of 25 blue parallel right there. Let's see. I think you got Maddux on the Cubs and Braves in this, but let's double check. Card number 31 to 25 is the Atlanta Braves right there. Atlanta Braves, very nice. That is Will C coming out to you. Nice hit. Will C gets a hit in the FBB series. Very nice. And let's see what this one is. Oh boy, back-to-back boxes right here. Let's see what this one is. Oh man. Ernie Banks. Jim right there. Man, that's awesome. Right there for the Cubs. That is Brad J coming out to you. Brad J gets a hit in the FBB series with that one. Very nice, Ernie Banks.
And he scores a run.
Yeah, right. Brad scored a run. Next one up. Here's a Phil Rizzuto right here. Crusade. Check that out.
Nice.
That is nice, isn't it? That's very cool. We're almost there. I wonder who the redemption is. Yankees right there, Dave R. That's coming out to you, Dave R. Next one here is a Willie McCovey right here for the Giants. And let's see, that is going to go to Phil R. right there, Phil R. And the last one here is a Jackie Robinson, Brooklyn Dodgers. That is Dave R. coming to you. All right, let's check the redemption. Let's check the redemption. And Rosendo called it. He called a Bruce Sutter right there. Very nice. Card number 77. Let's check that one out. He's on the Cubs and Cardinals, I believe, in this. Let's see what card 77 goes to. Hall of Fame signatures. 77 is the Cubs.
Brad G.
And that's Brad J. Coming out to you, Brad J. Very nice Hall of Fame signatures. All right, guys, that'll do it for 5-box break. 75th anniversary baseball, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. Let's save that for YouTube.